Greetings to all lovely people. I hope you are all doing well out there. One thing that came to my attention this day, it was about the issue of water. Water is such a treasure that we are so blessed to have, and our lives will never function proper without water. And water is something, we need it more than ever. And there are so many communities that are without water. There are so many, people who are dehydrated, who are suffering because of they don't have water. Such a treasure that we seem not to preserve, such a treasure that we seem to waste, such a treasure that without it, our lives will not be complete. Let us embark on this journey of saving water. Let us embark on this journey of spreading the word to each and everyone out there in making sure that we save what we have, which is life. Water is life. We can't do without water, guys. And that's a reality. Up until you find yourself, sometimes it's like that, you know, up until you find yourself, you know, in a state where you feel like you're in a desert. There's absolutely no place where you can find water. And then you start to realize its importance, that this is something that is, you know, bigger than gold, bigger than diamond, bigger than platinum. You know, water is life. Water is such a greatest treasure that we are ever blessed with. So I want us to embark on the journey of preserving water. Let's save water so that the generations to come will be able to enjoy this scarcity treasure we have, which is water. So it's quite concerning seeing sometimes how it is being wasted. Every drop counts. Every drop counts. I remember I was driving my car, and it overheated, and I was looking around. There was not a single place where I would find water. You know, I had to push it. I had to push it to, you know, the closest place, which was traffic department. Dangerous place, by the way, because I was like, oh, wait, okay, let me check my disc before. Let me check my disc before I get there. Let me check there is no anything that will put me to trouble, because I am very scared of the law, guys. Very, very scared of the law. You know, even if someone can accuse me of something and say, yeah, you did A and B and C, I don't know. I will, hand myself over, because of it's quite concerning when you are accused of something that you know you did not do. It's quite concerning, more especially in our time. Nowadays people get killed for absolutely nothing. And their alibi, could show that those people were not even close to the incident or the place where the incident took place. Am I putting it right? So I had to check if my disc was right. Everything about the car was right. And it was just that thing, of it being overheating, you know. Fortunately enough, it was traffic department. It was only security guards that were there. You know, I asked my brothers, "Hey guys, I'm in trouble here. I'm stuck just because of this small thing. You know, water. You know, water. I need water, guys. Please." They said if you have a filler, there's something. There's a tap. Go and fill it up there. I just went there, filled it up. I filled up my bottle and I was like, okay, this is it. It took me like almost 10 minutes. It took me 10 minutes because I was like, okay, now I'm in need of this, which there is no place to find except one to go to the nearest traffic department that I was close to. Not nearest to say I went to, no, no, no. I was not looking for a traffic department. I was just looking for a building that can provide me something which I was in need of. So I did that. And after that, I realized the importance of water. It was not only that day, so many, many days. You know, I realized the importance of water, you know, not only for material, but for us, for our bodies. We do need water, we do need water. They used to say you must drink 8 glasses per day, you know, and days goes by without me drinking any water, and it's such a sad thing. It's such a sad thing. So I just want us guys to, you know, encourage one another on one good thing, you know, this treasure that God blessed us with. Water is life. We can't do without water. And there are so many things that we use, you know, water for, you know. There are so many things. So I want us, to spread the word. Not that there are no places that are doing that, but it seems like it's not enough. We don't even talk about it in channels like this. We don't talk about it, you know. So I want us to talk about it because it is important. So many places, even the government, they, you know, I'm gonna come to one topic which is quite bothering me. Guys, um, we find people who say they are borehole companies, and they can give you so much in estimation of what they can, how much they can do with their borehole. How many holes will they, whatever you put it, but you understand. You know, digging a hole. You're a borehole company, then you dig holes. You know places where you can, bore a hole and then generate water from that hole. You know, there are so many people who got such tenders where they. One thing I want to say, which seems to be a problem in our country: tender, tender, tender. Many people are saying we can deliver, but they take money. Deliver it, Dololo. Guys, we can't. We can't. We can't. And remember, there are so many things that I can go deeper in, you know, which comes to the place of water. Water is a very, very, very important thing in our lives, and yet is very scarce. It is very scarce, guys. And mind you, year and year, there are so many heavy rains, and still there are no places that they can keep such a water, rainwater. There is no places. They get over when they reach the capacity, those walls collapse. They collapse. Why? Cheap material and cheap labor, which is costing our people a lot. That cheap labor. Remember what happened in Tata. If you are in South Africa, you will know. Remember what happened in Tata. You know, few months ago or weeks ago, what happened in Tata. But we're not gonna go there because there are people who are busy investigating that matter. So many allegations stating that um, they opened the dam, a big dam there that they opened, and then. But then, all in all, I don't want us to depart on one thing. Let us do campaigns that are about water. I see so many campaigns about this, about that, but I would like us to do a campaign, doing a campaign that will be about water. You know how important is. I'm telling you right now, as I'm busy making up this video, there are people who are dehydrated. There are people who don't even know where will they get water. Promises were made to them. But you know most who likes to make promises to our people. You know who likes to make promises to our people. You must just sit and watch. You know, we've got channels like what ENCA, of there are so many channels, but all I remember is few channels that SABC News, ENCA, and News Africa, and what is this? Eyewitness News. You know, they show us these things. We see these things. You know, we see these things. No one is taking any accountability. No one is taking any accountability. You know, it's so nice in this country, and yet we are being told that there is no money for this, there is no money for that. But big chunk of money goes to tender. I'm not gonna talk a lot about tender. It might be my last video. Who knows? If I dwell too much in tender, I might not see myself the next day. But you know what? We do have that freedom of speech. If you have a problem with that, that's your baby. But we're gonna talk about water and things that makes water to be not delivered. You know, and things that makes water to be scarce. We're gonna talk about those things. You know, we're gonna talk about those things. People have audacity to take big chunk of monies and do what with those monies? Nothing, as usual. But buying expensive, luxurious cars, you name them, you know, big, not even houses, mansions, big mansion. Ah, yes, we know those things, but we're not gonna dwell in those things because we know tomorrow we might not see the light. South Africa, my country. I was born here. I was born here. So I'm not gonna be afraid of talking about things that I know are existing. These are things that are happening in this country that I love so much. You know, these things are happening. They are happening. Mind you, we say politics is something that we should stay far away from. But let me tell you one thing. You can stay far away from politics, but politics do affect us. They do affect us. Remember, we've got these people, these old timers and old grannies that are in parliament. You know, those people, they have a mandate of passing the law. They draft a law, they pass the law, you know. So tell me how we are not being affected. We speak of vet. If we talk about vet, you know, that's where when you go to a shop, you get text. They text you there. Why are you text? Because of some of the laws that are being signed. You know, they sign the law, and then as they sign that law, whatever chunk of money is being passed, that no, you can tax the consumer so much per every sale. So we can't say it and say we are not being affected. We are affected by these politics. But like I said, I'm not gonna run away or depart from the main thing. We talk about water. Why I'm going through these things, through other things, I'm going through those things because we get promised. Let me not say we get promised. There are people in rural areas who are suffering, who don't have water. You know, those basic needs, they are out of those. Water, you know, sanitation, food, those things, they are out of those things. Why? Because of what I already said, politics. You know, they do affect us. Politics. I'm not gonna dwell much in that, but let us save our water. We have such a beautiful treasure that we can still preserve. Let's save water like we did for rhino horns. Hmm? Like we did for rhino horns. Let's save water. Guys, we can do it. And we can do it. Let's have platforms that can drive through this main thing. You know, water is one of those things that we cannot do without. Don't tell me about food. If I have water, I can survive 3 to 4 days with water. Food is not everything, but water is everything. I'm telling you. Food is not everything, but water is everything. So, guys, I want us to save our water. I want us to make sure that our water is always clean. Let's do away from things that can pollute our water. We know those things. But the drive tonight is about water, the importance of water in our lives. Water is life, water is treasure. We cannot live without water. Let's unite and make sure that we campaign, and campaign to places that we see that they are wasting this water, places that we see that they are not taking care of this treasure. Please, guys, Please don't forget to subscribe and like and share my videos. I love you all. And